Trees in the background. Conker on the side in black paint as well. Rubbery, gluey stuff. It must be a wire up there. Gone on fire inside there. And then, hey, ASDA have taken the mick. It's a bit windy and bleak, but got the fast track moving a bit of stone over. Frank's got the digger ready. You can see it's like sleeting and hailing. Sam's there. He's going to do some chipping with the cat. We're just trying to get this driveway finished off and refurbed, ready for the open day next week, really, because then we can have people accessing through some gates, and then the sort of the green waste temporary could go through that gate so that it doesn't interfere. We don't have live traffic coming down the yard, if you can see. No, because it's raining. There we go. And then the BT man is here. He is trying again to fix the phone line. So it's the 4th time they've been out, and basically every time it rains the phone line goes off. They still have not fixed the fibre yet. That's been broken since, when was that storm? The 26th of November, was it? Apparently they're waiting for an external contractor now to replace the fibre. So we're off, and all the office blocks off as well, and still has been. So they give us a router with a SIM card in, but it's rubbish. Right, I'm now off. I've measured the electric cable to go and get a resin joint for it, and then we can bury that back down deeper. So I've got these things. This is the little one, the earth wire. Like a torpedo they call it, and then this is the big one. So what you do, you wrap that around the cable, top and bottom, and then through that hole then you pour the resin in, which is in them bags that you mix together, and then it sets, turns to plastic, and then that's the whole joint then, waterproof underground. So the only thing is the resin needs to be 10 degrees to work, so I'm going to have to go and put it in the air tunnel to warm up, because it's currently about 2 degrees. So we'll go and warm it up. When I got it, I asked for a discount, and I didn't notice, but it went out of date on the 20th, sort of like over a year ago. So I should have asked for a bigger discount. Good news, the guy from OpenReach has managed to fix the phone line. He's found where a squirrel had chewed the top of the wire, so that was why it didn't work when it was raining. And every time they've come out, it's not been raining, so they've not been able to find it. But this guy didn't mind working in the rain, so he managed to find the fault. So he's threaded a new wire through, and it's all good now. Sam's just fired the chipper up. We're going to do a little bit of chipping now. Try and get the pile a little bit smaller, so stop it getting too big. A lot of Christmas trees have come in as well. I've just turned the power off, and I'm going to check it's definitely off before I start messing with this jointing kit for this cable. Before I'd even got to check, the boiler had actually texted me to say that there's a mains power off, so that's obviously worked. Right, so we snip that back now so none of them can touch what was alive in there. And then we've put that on. Got the resin now, mix the resin, pour it in, and it sets like concrete, and then we'll do the same to this one as well. Ooh, it's like oil. They're both full now. I used another bag, so they come with 3 bags, and one's the colour of Bailey's Irish cream, and the rest are colour plastic colours. Anyway, they're just setting now. Just keep topping them up if they drop a little bit with what's left here. I cut a little hole in there to get the air out as well. They should be a permanent seal now. What are you doing, Chester? You saying hello? So that resin is now all pretty much gone off. So that'll set now, like rubbery, gluey stuff. And then we can dig it underneath now and get the cable really deep. It's just one of them weeks. The chipper now is deciding that it doesn't want to engage itself. Once it was that, but I don't think it's that this time. Another time it was a wire loose going up there. We don't think it's that. Now it's saying something about the after treatment on the DPF. So I don't know if it's just it won't rev. That could just be that the batteries are low because the chip has not been used for a bit, but then it did start and run all right for the first 20 minutes this morning. So all I seem to do is walk around fixing broken things. I'm messing with the chipper. Sam's just tipping some rubble for Frank to level. It's torrential hailstone and we're trying to fix the chipper. I'm just looking on the cameras now to see whether it went wrong when we put a big log in it, and then we can work out whether it's this loose wire that's been plaguing us or a different fault. I've got a full load on there, but it's not going down the road. There's about 25 tonne on it. Very Scandinavian with the snow on the ground and the fir trees in the background. It's got some Allen keys. It's like the worst weather to be using your fingers, messing around with cold wires, cold metal, cold anything. But there's something wrong with this. It must be a wire up there wrong somewhere. So it seems that no cyclist had a sense of humour yesterday. So when I was saying about the Bateman accident, they all thought I was being serious, saying that the cyclist caused it. Of course, the cyclist didn't cause it. He was just driving along on his bike. It was obviously the Bateman was too close or didn't see the white car indicating. Now, you can't see unless you're in the cab, but when you are high up, if you imagine, cars are designed so the brake lights are really visible to cars and things like that behind them. But often when you're high up in a machine, brake lights and things like that are indicators you can't see that well. Not sure if the white car was indicating in yesterday's video or not. Someone said it was, loads of people said it wasn't, I don't know. But either way, the Bateman nearly went in the back of the white car because there wasn't a big enough gap, so we swerved around it. So we did well not to hit anyone, and the only damage was the Bateman. It had nothing to do with the cyclist. It was said in jest, but loads of people overreacted yesterday and were like, it wasn't the cyclist's fault, if you're in the highway, go blah, 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 blah. Which was, I don't know. I don't know whether everyone's lost a sense of humour New Year. I certainly had, because yesterday everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and today's not been much better, and weirdos just ringing me as well. So anyway, I never got to measure yesterday this tractor, so let's pace it out in feet. So let's just see. I'll flip the camera. So about level there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we fell over, 11, 12. So 12 feet takes us to the cab, so you can see. So basically, if you pull up to the white line at the edge of the road, you're 12 feet before you, the vehicle's in the live lane, you're sat 12 feet back from it. So let's go to our gateway and measure back 12 feet and see what we can see. Right, before we measure back 12 feet, that is what you can see on the curb. Obviously the building's there. Can you see the kink in the road? In fact, you can see better from this side. If we look down here, the road used to go that way, and at about where my finger is, it kinks back in. It's hard to see because the gutter's dirty. But originally the bridge was going to swing round and the road was going to be over this way. But there used to be a sandstone wall there when they built the motorway. And they come and said, oh, we need to take your sandstone wall down. We're like, yeah, that's fine, just rebuild it further over. And the people who build the motorway then said, oh no, it doesn't matter, we don't need to take it down now. And that is why there's a kink there. They decided to realign it and do the road in a slightly different place. They didn't have to rebuild the sandstone wall that's now no longer there anyway. So that basically meant that the road ended up further over towards this building, so we can't see. So this is the white line, sorry, the curb line. Not a lot of vision because of the thing. So if we count in 12 feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So this is what we can see coming down the hill and to the right. We can only see 30 metres maybe. So we have to nose out into the road a good 9 to 11 feet before we can actually see more than 30 metres. So that is the reason why we want to re-establish that other gateway and start using it with tractors and things. And then the other thing is, when we turn out of this gateway now, going this way down the road, cars come flying up behind us because they've come over this hill and seen this big long straight and they put the foot down. So by the time you've crossed over there and then got going, they're right up behind you. And also when you're coming down the hill, you've come slow up the hill because it's been heavy. And as you're coming back down the hill, they all think you're going slow. So they all try and overtake you. You're trying to turn in right. So that's another reason it's not the best gateway. Now, we do have a mirror, but as you can see, it's very difficult to see in it because it's so small and magnified, and it doesn't work in the morning when the sun's hitting it or if it's frosty or steamed up. So that is our dangerous gateway that we've lived with for about 25 years since they built the motorway. It did used to be a little bit safer because the road was ever so slightly further over, and it was a slower road because it was where they built the flyover there that's now like a racetrack curve. It used to be nearly a hairpin bend in the road, like a really tight left-hand bend. So that was, the cars used to have to slow down for that anyway, or they were going slow because they'd just come out of it. But now it's just like a racetrack. It's a proper like cambered bend. So it's not been safe for years. So really we should have done what we're doing now years ago. Right, the stone trailer is now pretty much finished. The hydraulic pipes have been made up and put on, so we've got some nice new shiny hydraulic pipes. We're just letting the paint cure really. I mean, it's wet, cold, damp and miserable outside. So while it's not taking up any space, we're just letting it cure in here over the next few days before we take it out. It was still a little bit tacky yesterday, but hydraulic pipes are on it. The only thing I haven't done is that flap at the top. It is down there. I got the grinder out ready to do it. It was part of the bus stop, look. It's on the brew room door. I got that ready to cut on this angle grinder. My phone rung, that was about a week ago. So I do need to do that, put that flap on there, and it'll stop some of the stuff falling in this basket that we've made. Tidy them pipes up with some cable ties. And then, to be fair, we've forgotten to do that. We need to just quickly whiz around that. Paint them silver perhaps. And give it a run up, see how it works. Oh yeah, and paint Tonka on the side in black paint as well. Or get a sticker. Andy's just been in the workshop and these lights went off and then there was a flame coming out the top of one of them. So it was a good job he was in here. I've never seen a halogen light go on fire before, but so some like the thing inside that makes it, not halogen, a fluorescent, the thing that boosts it up was melting. And it tripped as well. Madness. Yeah, this thing had gone on fire inside there, and then the top is plastic. This, and luckily it hadn't gone on fire completely and started dripping on whatever's below it. But these lights, they're only about 5 or 6 years old, which is a bit bad. It's just been one of them weeks, so I'll be glad when it's over. Give it up on the chipper for today. We don't think there's any wires wrong now. There might have been a slight fault with it, but basically it needs a regen. So it needs Finnings, which is the Caterpillar dealer for the UK, to come plug a laptop into it, tell it to burn all the rubbish out of its exhaust, and then it'll run properly and start to rev up. So it's giving us this fault code. The problem we've got is Finnings cannot come out until middle to the end of next week. So the machine's just sat there waiting for a laptop to be plugged into it for 20 minutes. So if anyone knows anyone with any software for Caterpillar engines that can come in and do a force regen on our chipper, please get in touch. Just had these great key rings sent in the post. There's all the tractors, the combine, the sprayer, even Robbins and Andrews is somewhere. From Bunker Design, bespoke 3D printed on Facebook. So he's got a 3D printer and he's made these snazzy key rings. So thanks for that. Brilliant. So it's been 2 days now and Marks & Spencer still haven't apologised for the complete fake news, and it's even bigger than you'd think, because when you really crunch the numbers on pork and chicken, the numbers that they were using for the meat was miles out, like 40 times out. Anyway, today ASDA have now taken the mick. So they had made a commitment in October to only buy British beef. They have now said that British beef is too expensive and they can't do it anymore, so they're going to bring other beef in. Yet what Co-op and Morrison's can still do it. I think even Aldi can as well. So it's not too expensive. It just eats into the profit. If the other supermarkets do it, why can't they? So as today is in the sin bin for taking the piss out of farmers in the UK. Now I know I don't grow beef, but I also grow cereals that is often used to feed beef cows. So it's just all the time there's someone somewhere that wants to shaft us, and it's just so annoying. Whether it be dealerships wanting to charge you a fortune to come and fix your chipper, or whether it's supermarkets with just the problem is we're just price takers and not price setters. And it's exactly the same with YouTube. So December and January and YouTube is awful because I have to take what YouTube give me, which they deem is a fair amount from their advertising revenue. So it is massively down to what it is. So does anyone want to buy a Bateman? Anyway, that's enough moaning today, and I've completely had enough and I'm going for a bath. So thanks for all watching, and I'll see you all tomorrow, and hopefully it's a better day.